Hey everyone, welcome back, and we are going to be talking about whether or not a man is worth having children for. You may be wondering, like, what do you mean worth having children for? Like, I want kids, right? Right? Everybody wants kids. Well, there are a lot of risks associated with pregnancy and sex in general, but more specifically pregnancy, that a lot of people are not talking about. It's not common to talk about the risk that women take in order to give birth or to stay pregnant or even just to get pregnant, right? So we're going to be looking at a thread that I found on Facebook. It's like a Twitter thread that a lot of women are chiming in on, sharing their experiences, their near-death experiences with giving birth and being pregnant, okay? And it doesn't just stop at pregnancy and giving birth. Like even after childbirth, there are a lot of risks associated with postpartum depression and whatnot, and pregnancy complications, post-pregnancy complications, okay? All right, so welcome. If you'd like to join the conversation, you can. Let me put the link in the chat. I'll do that right here. If you'd like to come up and say something, the link to join the chat is right here. Okay, so you can join with that. And let's get started. All right, so as you can see, this is called Childbirth, a Thread. I'm gonna read. So apparently in this picture right here, this woman is losing a bunch of hair due to pregnancy. I have heard that a lot of women lose hair during pregnancy. There's nothing really written here, but let me read some of these comments. Okay, and like you have a person right here saying, this is a commenter. She says, I swear, after the child is born, your hair just starts falling out. So take that into account, y'all. Take that into account. If a man ever has the nerve to ask you to have his child, make sure you take in all of this into account, taking all the risks into consideration. And then some woman said here, this is what happened to me. So women are giving their testimonies on this happening to them. Some woman just right here says, this is me, right? So if you've never been pregnant before, understand that this is real. All right, next one. This is from a tweeter named Ozzy Atomi. She says, childbirth is dangerous. Nothing ever goes back to normal. Many near-death things occur. So understand, like when you have, when you sleep with a man, you are literally risking your life because you're risking pregnancy. And when you get pregnant, and especially when you go through with the pregnancy and give birth, like you're literally risking your life. So understand the risks you take as a woman when you sleep with a man. Like sleeping with a man isn't just like sleeping with a man. Like you literally risk your life when you sleep with a man, because when you sleep with a man, you risk getting pregnant. I mean, it's just that simple. Especially when you have children or stay pregnant or give childbirth. So I would encourage you to look at this. She says here, we need to stop downplaying it. I still have pelvic girdle pain and people are telling me it's not fair to give my child, I guess, a sibling. We'll see what she said. Wait, let me go back. Oh yeah, she says, okay, I'll just read this over again. She says, childbirth is dangerous. Nothing ever goes back to normal. Many near-death things occur. We need to stop downplaying it. I still have pelvic girdle pain and people are telling me it's not fair to not give my child a sibling. She says this shop is closed. Okay. And she says, can we also address the horrible memory loss that comes with childbirth? Is there a science behind this? Because it's confusing how since giving birth, my memory is completely shot. I had no idea about that. She says, giving birth left me completely and severely disabled. This is another tweeter. Her name is Kate Harrison. She says, and she's replying to Ozzy. She says, giving birth left me completely and severely disabled. And still I get people telling me I'm unfair for not giving my daughter a sibling. No, this woman has been left disabled. This is how risky giving birth is. This is how risky sleeping with men is. Like, you can risk death, you can risk being disabled. So make sure you ask yourself, whenever you're about to lay down with a man, you know, really honestly, like whenever you are contemplating laying down with a man, sharing your body with a man, you make sure you ask yourself, is he worth death? Will I risk dying or becoming disabled or having health problems for sleeping with this man? Is that a risk I am willing to take for sleeping with a man? If it's not a risk you're willing to take for nothing, you make sure you get something out of that relationship with the man, whether that be your lifestyle paid for, whether that be a house, whether that be a car, something. You need something. You need some type of reward. You need some type of security, whatever you want. If you want stability, if you want security, if you want financial assistance, if you want a house, if you want provisions, if you want your life paid for, think about what you want, because you're going to need that before you take that risk and risk your life or risk your health in order to give some man sexual pleasures. And there's no guarantee that you're even going to get pleasure from it, right? Let me read some of these comments. So Alma says it's called baby brain. Oh no. Lots of mothers had baby brain. I suffered brain loss memory. Okay, so a lovely woman in my chat, her name's Alma, love Alma. She's even telling you guys, like, you're going to risk some things. Like, when she gave birth, she got baby brain. She lost her memory as well. So you're going to have to start thinking about and considering the risks associated with having sex, getting pregnant, and childbirth. Moise Picard says, I am here. Hey, Moise, what's up? Oh no. So Nick Ma says, early 20s, UK dancer / YouTuber Nicole Thea passed away last year when she was heavily pregnant. She died from she died from pregnancy complications. Okay, so I haven't heard of her. So you're saying she was in her early 20s. Okay, that's what you meant by early 20s, right? Like, she was in her early 20s and she passed away recently while she was heavily pregnant. So yeah, so that's a really good point too. So you can die from pregnancy complications while you're pregnant. You can die while giving birth. You can die after you give birth, like postpartum. There's a lot of women, actually, no one talks about this, but a lot of women actually commit suicide because that's how difficult postpartum depression is. So that's also something to take into consideration. So ladies, like, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to be like a broken record. Before you lay down with a man, before you share your body with a man, before you sleep with a man, please ask yourself, have I gotten any type of reward for taking the risk that I am about to take for sleeping with this man? If the answer is no, this man has done nothing for me. This man has not made my life better. This man has not made my life easier. This man has not created any type of stability. This man has not created any type of security. This man has absolutely provided nothing to me. Then maybe you should reconsider sleeping with him, because these are the risks you are taking when you sleep with a man. Because you, by default, sleeping with a man means you are risking getting pregnant. Okay. All right. So I just had to say that. Blissful Cosmic Waters. Hey, girl. She says, right, because there is a pleasure gap too between women and men. Female pleasure is not prioritized in most heterosexual relationships. Exactly. You can look up any article. Just look up, why do men orgasm more than men, or whatever? Why do men orgasm and women don't? If you just Google that, you'll see a bunch of articles that show a lot of women don't even have orgasms when they have sex with men. So it's like, you're risking your life. You won't even get an orgasm, and this man gets everything because he just got his little orgasm. He just, you know, he got his orgasm. He got his sexual gratification, his sexual pleasure from you, while you risked your life, you risked death, and you didn't even have an orgasm. Y'all gotta think about this now. Y'all have to think about this. Y'all have to think about this. Thank you, Blissful. But if you'd like to come up, Blissful, I like talking with you. So if you want to come up, you can come up. This is the link. If you click on that link, it will take you up here on the panel. You can say something if you like. Nikma says her YouTube channel is still up. Okay, great. Awesome. All right, let's see. Let's see more of this. So this one woman was left disabled after she gave birth. So you better be asking, is that man worth getting disabled for? Does that man care enough about you? Does that man love you enough? Does that man do enough for you? I mean, I don't know. You better think about this. Hey, Star Goddess. Hey, how are you? You said thank you. I would, but I have to go. Okay, thank you, Blissful Water. Thank you. All right. So let's see what else they are talking about. So Zubi says, I completely understand. My wife birthed 3. It wasn't easy. Till now, we battle, we war, we pray, we cry, we heal, we live, we thank God for life. She lost a lot: time, self, health, comfort, many things. I can't stay here. Please be you and be strong. That's what matters. Okay, so I guess a man is replying and talking about how much his wife lost while giving birth. So he says here, she lost time, self, health, and comfort. Okay. I thought that was a little obvious, but okay. Funmi says, I was on insulin throughout my pregnancy, giving myself shots in a very restrictive diet because gestational diabetes with cause unknown. Then had to have an emergency C-section, which shot my BP to an alarming number. I'm still recovering 7 months later. So understand there are a lot of health risks as well. There are a lot of health risks when it comes to getting pregnant. And like I said, if you sleep with a man, you automatically risk getting pregnant. That's what happens. That's how you get pregnant. You sleep with someone. So literally, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. Sleeping with a man is risking death, risking your health, and risking a lot. Okay. So that's why you should be somehow rewarded for the risk that risks follows reward, reward follows risk. If you taking a risk and there's no type of associated reward, you really need to think about it. You need to be critical about that. All right. We're gonna go on to the next one. Chinwei. Oh, hey, Terrell. So Terrell's coming up. Hey.
Hey, Tripp, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Okay.
You're doing it live stream.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and can you shut the YouTube channel down in the back because I hear an echo. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me know when you close YouTube and then I'll unmute you. Okay? All right. So guys, if anybody else would like to come up, here is the link. Okay. Hey Terrell, did you shut down YouTube?
Shut down. I'm trying.
Okay. All right. Well, while he gets that situated, I'm going to read another one of these tweets. This tweet says, talk about postpartum saggy boobs, stretch marks, low libido, depression, amnesia, weight gain, work-life balance, loss of self-confidence, etc. Wait until someone tells you, wow, you used to be hot. And then you start resenting your partner and feeling unappreciated.
That's better.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo anymore.
All right.
Oh, so Terrell, Moise is saying This is the first time I have heard and seen Terrell on the panel of your channel. Yeah, Terrell is apparently new. He came on my panel yesterday when we were talking about ancient Egypt. So, Terrell, did you want to say something?
Well, I recognize him. I was on his Stina panel, and then I watched a few number of what's his name, Dominican Renaissance videos. So I recognize some of the people in here.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's kind of like a little community we have going on here. So
Yes.
Okay. So this tweet says, I'm a doctor, and I completely agree with this tweet 100%. I also believe women should have the autonomy of deciding whether or not they want more kids. The whole journey from pregnancy till the postpartum period is a crazy one. So doctors are actually speaking out about this as well, confirming everyone. And then someone else says, what's funny is people asking when I intend to try again and that I shouldn't wait too long to have another baby. I have family members not ascribing to the 2 years wait for a C-section. I have lost one child. I almost lost another one in myself, but people must be stupid. Then no one told me baby blues and postpartum anxiety was more common than we think. Y'all, depression, like I said earlier, like there are people who commit suicide. There are women who end up committing suicide because that is how difficult it is to deal with postpartum depression, okay? That is how much it affects the chemicals in your brain and body, right? That it drives a lot of women to suicide. Okay, all right. And the next one says, what has been your experience? All right, postpartum alopecia, so I guess your hair falling out is so real. I didn't know my hair was falling out. I just noticed my edges and the middle of my hair were getting super thin. Every time I would wash my hair, it would come out in chunks. I've always had full edges. I did some research and found out that new moms are surprised to be shedding more hair than usual in the first few months after giving birth, but it's perfectly normal. There's no need to panic. Your hair should be back to normal around your baby's first birthday. That's way too long to be without edges, but it's a part of the beauty of giving birth. I just wanted to share that with you ladies. Who else is experiencing postpartum hair loss? Okay, so you're probably going to go bald, okay? You're probably going to lose a bunch of hair, all right? Okay, in this one, she says, all 3 of my pregnancies were hard. Also having 5 miscarriages, pushing my body to just have the 3 kids me and my husband wanted. I also bled out my last baby. Oh my gosh. Went through severe postpartum, extreme weight gain, hair loss, skin discoloring, ab separation, weak teeth, hormone imbalances. I love my kids and I should not have had the 3 I have, but I was forced to get fixed and now just working on me. Learning who I am and loving the life and kids I was given. Not all of us snap back and just have easy births and pregnancies. Wow. And then someone down here says, you're a warrior. The ab separation is real, especially with having kids in close succession. I can relate. We do the best we can and accept the results. Y'all, I don't know about you, but y'all, I don't know about you, but considering the risks that a lot of women will take in order to give birth, there really shouldn't be any type of discussion about a husband and a wife going 50-50 on anything, because the husband isn't taking 50-50. The husband isn't taking half of the risks associated with being pregnant and giving birth. So unless the husband is able to somehow take half of that risk that the woman is taking all on her own when it comes to giving birth and being pregnant, then a woman should not be expected to pay half of no type of bills, because she's literally risking her life to have children in that little family unit or whatever situation they got. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys to really think and ask yourself, is he worth dying for? Like, is he worth the health risks associated with pregnancy, with having sex, with giving birth, with postpartum life? Like, if you were about to lay down with a man, you literally have to ask yourself, is this man taking the risk associated with having sex, with getting pregnant, with childbirth, and postpartum life? Is he worth it? Has he given me enough? Has he invested in me? Has he made me stable, secure? Has he made my life better? Has he made my life easier? If you can't honestly say that that man has made your life better or easier in any type of way, is it smart to lay down with that man and pretty much risk death? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know unless you yourself really wanted a child on your own. Like I'm not sure. But anyway, so Terrell is here. Sure. Is it possible to join the conversation? Of course. Here you go. You can join the conversation by clicking this link right here. Okay.
You know what, Miss Tripp? You are absolutely correct. It is a risk for women to get pregnant. And I don't understand how some of these women go around and do the one night stand and go around here having sex with all these different men, and these men going to these women, putting them all kinds of.
They don't. I really feel like they don't understand the risk that they're taking. That's why.
And the diseases are real out here.
Hey, yup, you're right. You're right, Terrell. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
We got treatment, but we don't got cures and vaccines.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Simsy?
Yeah. I've been watching
Simsy.
you. Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been watching you for about a while now,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree with you for the most part. I mean, especially within the society, people act like giving birth is nothing, like it's a walk in the park. Like, oh, I just had a baby. Okay, but do people realize the kind of repercussions and consequences that come along with having a
It's
child?
right. And Simsy, it doesn't just stop. Like the repercussions aren't just at getting pregnant, childbirth, and postpartum life. Like it's like, oh my gosh, like you are tied to this human being for the rest of your life now. Like,
Exactly. And you know, like some women where they're like, oh, I'm not getting married, but best believe I'll carry their child though. Like that's a bigger commitment than getting married, you idiot. Like I just don't get it.
exactly.
Oh my God.
Because I really feel like women, I don't know, like, you know what? You know what it is? You
Yeah.
know how men, in politics, in companies and organizations, just all throughout society, men will come together, they will consult with other men, and they will talk about what is in the best interest for men. Women don't do that. Women typically have not come together and talked about, hey, what is in our best interest as women? Like, how should we strategize around these risks of having sex and getting pregnant and childbirth and postpartum life and just life as a woman in general, career, money, investing? Like, we don't get together and typically, like, as a whole, like across the world, women don't get together and work as a team in order to improve just the lives of women altogether.
I mean, it's just awful. And like, honestly, the opposite happens. Like, it's always women like being against each other, and it's just so tiring. But I really like the fact that you brought this subject because, especially like in my culture as well, like where I'm from, people have kids like drinking water basically, like, and it's like they do it to kind of strengthen the family number, strengthen the family tribe, or whatever that means. And it's just like, I'm from Somalia.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I love my culture. I'm not hating on it or anything, but I'm just saying they have loads of kids, and it's just like they do it to kind of preserve the family and stuff like that. And usually, what happens is a lot of children are just being born, and it's sometimes like it's just it lacks a lot of it lacks a lot of foundation, a lot of structure, and it's more or less just have kids. It's not about the mentalness that goes into it, like the nurturing emotionally. It's just like we can have 7, 8 kids on the road and we'll call it a day. Like And I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of people thinking that you can just bring life into this world and it doesn't mean anything. So I think this topic specifically needs to be talked about, and I will be speaking to as many people as much as I can about it as well. Because I
No,
want to have kids as well, but
yeah, yeah.
I understand what comes behind it.
Right, right. Like, I mean, I'd be open to having children as well, but it would have to be like, I mean, I'm definitely going to weigh in the pros and cons, but it's also not a priority for me. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, I want to have kids. Like, I'm not, because I understand the risks associated with it, right? And I think a lot of women will sit here and say they want to have kids, but they don't really think about what having kids entails. Like, are you ready to risk dying having a child? Like, are you ready
Yeah.
to risk going disabled for having a child? So a lot of these women aren't even ready to lose their hair to have a child, and that's very common. Like losing your hair is super common. Like having your teeth fall out is super common. You know, like going through postpartum depression where your chemical body will encourage you to, you know, commit suicide is very common. Like, are you ready to take all of those risks? And it's so sad because a lot of women will sit there and have a man tell her, oh, have my baby. And this man hasn't done anything to secure her. This man hasn't provided her with a good life. This man has not made her life easier, hasn't made her life better. And she'll sit there and think this is like a good thing. Like this man asked her to have his child when he's really asking you to risk your life just so he can have his legacy, just so he can be immortalized. Like he's asking you to die, to risk death, pretty much, right?
It's yeah.
And the thing is,
And
it's
one
like,
thing,
I mean,
sorry.
just one more thing. Like in the Western world, like women in these countries where they aren't forced into marriages, or you know, or we're not going to be ostracized for not having children. Like you have the choice to actually think about, what do I want to have children or not? I mean, I've lived in, you know, Arab countries for 6 years on and off, you know, starting when I was a
Yeah.
teenager. And it was like a lot of these women don't really have a choice. Like some of these women are sold into marriages when they're young.
Yeah, I've seen that myself.
Yeah. I mean, so we as women need to understand that in the Western world, we have a choice. Like we need to make a conscious choice and consider the risk and reward. But like understand that most women in the world don't have a choice whether or not they're going to get married or have children. Like they are
Exactly.
expected to. So, all right, Simpson, you can go.
Yeah, I mean, like the older I've gotten, like I've definitely noticed most people like come from dysfunctional homes, like, and it's not just any race of people, it's like loads of different groups of people, black, white, Arab, Indian, like you name it, like they all have problems with their parents and they didn't receive a lot of nurturing growing up, and it's just like broken people just bringing kids into this world. It's just unacceptable, to be honest. And one thing I made this like weird kind of quote in my head where it's like, if you be with the wrong man, if you sleep with the wrong man, have kids with the wrong man, to me that's like an act of tyranny over your own womb. Because if you, like, I understand accidents happen, blah blah blah. But it's like if you don't take care of yourself and your business first, your kids gonna have to pay the price for that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying.
I absolutely do. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to read some of these comments before we get into further into the conversation. But guys, I put the link to the StreamYard. If you click on it, it will take you up to the panel if you'd like to say anything. Apple Girl says, I get a lot of flack from people because I made the decision to be child free. I try to avoid the topic, but when it comes up, I got to be ready to go to war to defend my personal decision. And if that's the thing, Apple Girl, so many people in our uterus is like, stay out of my uterus. Like, this is my uterus. Like, don't worry about what I'm doing with it. Like, don't worry about if I'm going to produce children or not. Don't worry about if I'm having children. This is my uterus. And this is the thing. I just feel like in a patriarchal society, a lot of people are taught that, you know, a woman's body is everybody's body. Like a woman's body doesn't belong to that woman. Like she doesn't have any autonomy over her body. And it's like, no, don't worry about what another woman is doing or not doing with her uterus. It's not your business. It's none of your business. If she has children or not, it's none of your business.
Exactly. And
sorry, go ahead, girl. Oh, Simsy, you fell out. Okay. Nick Ma says, Apple Girl, same here. And I and I'm being shamed for it left and right and center by aunties because I'm 30 this year. Don't worry about it, y'all. Just understand the risks associated with it, and like it'll help you manage your feelings about whether or not it was a good decision for you to have children or not have children. Okay, because it's not all roses and butterflies. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it. So
yeah, I feel like she's doing us a favor. Like, this world is kind of overpopulated, so I am grateful for child-free people. I don't understand why they're so shamed often. And if somebody's come across and sat here and said, listen, I don't want a child, then we should celebrate them for it. It's like, what the hell? Like, I don't understand why they're being bashed for it. Like, women's only. See, that's the thing. That's the patriarchal bullshit that you're talking about, where women's people see women subconsciously to either have kids, to get married, just to live that stereotypical life. Nothing wrong with that, yeah. But that ain't for everyone, and I don't want it to be for everyone either.
Right. Exactly. Right. So I'm going to read, Amma says, as much as I don't regret having a child, women should weigh up the pros and cons. They feel the pressure of society to become a mother and wife. Exactly. And make sure you're acting for you. Like, I understand there may be pressure. And trust me, if you are a woman and you are sure that you want a child, then baby, have a child. Have a child. If that's what you know you really want. Make sure you know the risks, you know the rewards, you prepare. Make sure you do what you can to prepare for those risks. Make sure you do everything in your power to do everything in your power to help facilitate a healthy pregnancy and childbirth experience. Like that's just my piece of advice. Like, make sure you prepare for it if you know that you want children. Let's see what else here. Apple Girl says, Nick Mossword, what most interesting to me is when men try to convince to right, exactly. It's like when men try to convince us to have kids, like, yo, shut up, you don't even carry kids. Exactly. And it's like, it blows my mind. All these men are like, I want kids. Okay. And like, it's like, this is why I don't believe in the whole 50-50 thing. This is why I don't believe in a woman paying for any type of bills when she's married. Because if that man wants kids, especially if that man wants kids, he should be taking on the full burden and responsibility of providing. Because the woman, if she has kids, will take on the full possibility and risk of losing her life and dying.
Yep.
Having those kids that that man wants. The man doesn't risk his life for her having kids.
Yep.
So if the risk of having children isn't 50-50, then providing for the household shouldn't be 50-50 either.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I just can't believe the audacity of men these days.
They're crazy. I mean, they're absolutely crazy. They're absolutely crazy. It's like you have men telling you they want kids, but what you bringing to the table? Bitch, kids. I'm about to risk my motherfucking life having kids, and you gonna ask me what I'm bringing to the table.
Will they go 50-50 on childbirth? Will they go 50-50 on my period cramps? Will they go 50-50 on my fucking hormones? Will they?
You better tell them, Cynthia. Tell them, girl. Ask them. Cynthia, ask them those questions again. Go ahead, Cynthia. Go ahead.
I said, will you go 50-50 on childbirth? Will you go 50-50 on my menstrual cycle? Will you go 50-50 on my hormones and how much they fluctuate on a daily basis? Will you go 50-50 on menopause? Will you go 50-50 on my stomach cramps? Will you go 50-50 on my back cramps? No, you won't. Just be quiet. Oh,
exactly. God. Shut up. Just shut up.
Period.
Okay. So certain exposure says, given how dangerous pregnancy is, it baffles me that so many children are unplanned. You know what? I agree with you, certain exposures. I don't know how people do it. I don't. I get it. I mean, I understand how it happens, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, I just think women, we don't have enough of these conversations. This is why I'm going to start having these conversations more often on my channel. This is why I have my channel. This is why I have my platform. Because women need to come together and discuss and strategize about our situation as women collectively around the world, the risks that we have to take, the risks that we have to endure, the dangers we have to endure. We have to come together and talk about it so we can strategize about it. Men do this for men affairs. Women need to do this for women affairs. Like, we need to talk about how we're going to support each other, how we're going to plan to have fulfilling lives and better lives. Anyway. Hey. Okay.
Yes.
So Jessica Hicks says, I've also had women say you have to have a child to make sure you're cared for in old age. You know, a lot of these children aren't even taking care of their parents. But I understand that argument. I do. I've heard people say that to Jessica Hicks. But you can plan for that, especially if you don't have children, because if you don't have children, you know, there's a high likelihood that you'll have a lot of extra money laying around, and you can plan for caretaking when you're older. Moisey says, life is not 50-50 for females. Females are beneath us and are intended to obey us by God. Okay, Moisey, I'm glad you exposed this information. You will never be on one of my panels. Thank you. Jessica Hicks, hey. You're laughing at Moisey. Yeah, he's crazy. He about to get blocked. This is ridiculous. Here's the thing, like, I mean, if you believe that, I understand why you would believe that, because, I mean, we've all been brainwashed with these patriarchal Abrahamic religions that tell us that, you know, women somehow come from a man. But I mean, all biology, all science proves otherwise. Like, men come out of our bodies. We don't come out of your bodies. Mm-hmm. Women do not come out of male bodies. So that's how you know all of these like religions you're talking about, it's a bunch of propaganda and brainwashing.
Did you hear about males being genetically modified females?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, Simpsy. Yeah. You know, everybody, when they start off in the womb, they actually have a vagina first.
Yep. And I mean, penis ain't nothing but an elongated clitoris.
Exactly. Also, don't you think it's funny that like everyone starts off with nipples, because by default, a human is female by default.
Yeah.
A human being is female by default. Look it up.
I'll best believe I researched this. I mean, I feel like that's why. Yeah, I even heard that the Y chromosome is deteriorating. I heard that. And that's why patriarchy was created.
It's unstable chromosome pairing. And I really do that. I mean, yeah.
I mean, don't quote me on it because I haven't fully researched into it, but I heard that the Y chromosome is actually a deformed X chromosome, and it's incomplete or something like that. But even if that was to be true, I wouldn't be surprised, because the way some of these men be acting nowadays. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Simpsy. Men are actually like mutated females. Men are literally mutated females. Like, why do you think you have nipples, but they're obsolete? Like, you don't use them because you started off as a female. And like Simpsy
come out.
And like Simpsy said, a penis is simply an elongated clitoris. Like, people start off as female, period.
Yep. And that's why FGM happens.
Oh my God, this is so sad. This person is brainwashed with religion. I understand though. So certain exposure says, I made that comment specifically for Black women. The statistics are concerning. I found because of the TikTok you made. Oh, that's very interesting. Certain exposures. I didn't know you found me from the TikTok. Okay, nice. Oh, but anyway, y'all, you should go follow me on TikTok, UniverseTrip. Okay, nice. Interesting. So Jessica is arguing with Moise. She said, "Here's the Bible. The Bible says men need to work or not eat. The Bible does not say women need to work." Okay, y'all. Let's just ignore him. Just ignore him. He's brainwashed. If you want to believe that women are beneath him, that's fine. That's why he on my channel making me money. Okay, but I'm not on his. Right. But anyway.
First time to argue with these people.
Jessica Hicks says, Peter 3:7, husbands live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman. You know, Jessica Hicks, we're not like, there's so many contradicting verses in that book. It's just all propaganda. Don't worry about it. Anyway, um, but I mean, this is it. This is it. I mean, like, I just wanted to make this video to encourage ladies to really take into consideration the risks that you will have to take when you sleep with a man, when you get pregnant, when you give birth, and the risks you'll have to take to your postpartum life. So just make sure you take that into consideration. Understand that it's really not smart to take on a risk if there is no possible reward. If there is no reward already. So if that man isn't treating, pretty much worshiping you, it's really not worth risking your life for. I don't get it. I just don't understand. If a man ever has the nerve to tell you that he wants to be with you, but he wants children, but he also wants you to pay half the bills, you make sure you keep Simpsy's words in mind. When Simpsy said, she said, are you going to go 50-50 on my menstrual cycle, on my menstrual cramps, on the risks of dying during pregnancy? Are you going to go 50-50 on all of that? Because if a man isn't going to go 50-50 on all of that, then you shouldn't be going 50-50 on no type of bill.
Exactly. I mean, it's just ludicrous. Just all of it. It's just insane. Just the nerve. I think men just secretly, like, there's some sort of loathing with women. Like, it's like they get off of suffering, and I feel like that's why they come off on your page and people like you, just to irk or just to get a reaction out of you. You know what I mean? And I've just always kind of sensed this kind of just angry, bitter nature about men. I'm talking from the age of, it's like after they hit puberty, like the little boy, the light in their eyes go. As soon as they turn into a man, that glow in their eye just diminishes. It's like a demon just takes over.
Right.
And they're just so problematic. Like I just don't understand.
Right. And Maya Asia said it's a scam. Girl, it's definitely a scam. How you gonna go 50-50 on some bills to benefit a man when he not going 50-50 with you on the pregnancy, on the risk of death for the pregnancy, on the risk of health failing for the pregnancy, on the risk of the pain and the suffering associated with your menstrual cycle? He not going 50-50 on none of that, but he wants you to go 50-50 on some bills. Girl, you can do bad all by yourself.
Don't forget postpartum depression.
If he wants you to go 50-50 on some bills, what you need him for? He not going 50-50 on all the pain and suffering you have to go through to maintain your reproductive abilities.
I would say everybody need to be careful who they sleep with and choose your man wisely. And woman, because a lot of times these women get with these dudes, end up leaving them after they have the baby, and they get stuck with a kid. You can always find child support on them, but again, you got to be stuck taking care of that kid by yourself. Now, some women have help, but not always a guarantee.
Yep. You know what, Terrell? We didn't even get into that. You're absolutely right. We didn't even spend. We over here talking all about a woman risking her life. But Terrell brought up a great point. Like, after you risk your life to have a child, guess what? Now you have to risk social stigma for possibly being a single mother, because you don't have any control over that man does. You don't know if that man's going to leave you. You don't know if he's going to stick by and help you. You might risk. So you're going to risk social stigma for possibly becoming a single mother. You're going to risk living in poverty if the man leaves and doesn't help you financially with the child. You're going to risk losing all your time because you don't have help with someone else, in the house helping to take care of the child. So you're risking living a worse life. So it's kind of like, y'all, please think about, like Terrell said, be very careful who you sleep with, and think about what you're getting yourself into. Like, never sleep with a man who isn't making your life better or easier. I'm just saying. That's my position.
But yeah, some of these men don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to be a father figure. They don't want to be dads. They just want to go around and have sex and produce their offspring everywhere. And they go when they leave when they don't get what they want.
What you mean? Wait, what do you mean they leave when they don't get what they want?
When they don't get what they want out of a woman, because the woman go do something, this and that, and let them get away with everything. They get mad when things don't go their way, and they leave when things get too hard, when they got put in more time to be a dad to their kid.
Right.
Yep.
Jessica Hicks says, yes, you're right. He's quite brainwashed. Yes, he is, girl. Yes, he is. It's okay. It's okay. He can be brainwashed all he want. He want to come to my videos, watch them, and make my metrics go up, make my revenue go up. Let him stay here. It don't matter. Almost said stop referring to women as females. He's a demon. Let's see. Jessica Hicks says, yes, I really agree. It is a scam. It is. This whole idea of you want to help me pay half the bills, but I'm not going to help you take away 50% of the risk you take when you give birth and when you get pregnant. I'm not going to take away 50% of you. I'm not going to take on 50% of the risk of you dying. Like, I'm not going to risk 50% dying. I mean, they technically can't. So that's why you can't pay bills. That's why we are all telling you never pay never pay no type of bill when you living with a man. What is the point? You can just go live with another woman and help. You can build another woman up. Have a roommate. Live with your friend. But a man who is living in a house with you and expect you to pay any type of bills is clearly exploiting you, like seriously exploiting you, like seriously taking advantage of you. Like, anyway. So Maya Asia says, exactly, sis. I have men ready to make me a baby mama, but they don't want me as a wife. And they don't want to pay your bills either. You know what, Maya Asia? You are absolutely right. It is about control. I did see a post. Maybe I can pull this post up, but a lot of men do make women baby mamas because it is about control. Actually, I do have a post. Let me go find it. Go find this post. You bring up a really, really, really great point, Maya Asia. It is about control. A lot of these men will go around and make these women baby mamas because they want to control the women and they want to be relevant. Not because, they care about the woman or anything like that.
And I don't think these men really understand the consequences of their actions. You're hurting the women. Fine, you may not care about women, you're really hurting the next generation. They're going to be broken and they're going to have to heal from their childhood because of you and your dysfunctional ways.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they just don't have empathy. I really don't know.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys a post that I saw when it came to the whole Russell Simmons thing. And it's going to show you guys that it often is about control. I mean, look, you have a religious fanatic in here. I'm talking about how women are beneath men. Like that sounds like someone wants to control women. It doesn't sound like someone that actually believes in God or goodness. If you could really believe that the person that created you and the person that, held the portal that allowed you to pass through into this world is beneath you, like, how could the person you come from be beneath you? Every single man comes out of a woman's body, but no woman ever comes out of a man's body. But you somehow believe that that woman is beneath you as a man. You have to be brainwashed to believe that. Simple. It's just simple as that. You have to be brainwashed. Maya Asia says a baby is a perfect way to do so. He got you for life. It's true. It's true, Maya Asia. It's very true. Hey, Simsy.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, girl. I know you have an internet problem. Okay, so I'm going to read this post that I got from Facebook, and I posted in my community section. You can check that out. I always post some interesting things on there. But going back to what Maya Asia is talking about, hold on, let me read some of these other comments, though. The woman doesn't exist to you says, when a man loves you, he will provide fully. Absolutely, you are right. The woman who doesn't exist to you says, me too. They only want to make me a baby mama too. Yeah. In Maya Asia says, because they have nothing to offer. It's true. So you know what? Let's see. Let me go back to Maya Asia's point where she says a lot of men just want to control you. Okay. Going back to what Maya Asia is saying, I'm going to read this post. So it says, on Russell Wilson and falling in love with a mother. Masculinity, as it has been taught to men, is becoming obsolete, and they know it. Somewhere between the 80s and now, men got the idea that it was a statement of virility and conquest to get as many women pregnant as they could and lord over these women's lives, and oftentimes budding adulthood with the children they create and often abandon. The key word here is lord over those women's lives, right? It's about control. So she says here, so after they abandon the children, she says they drop off the face of the earth, then they come back at random times in the woman and the children's lives. Remind her that she is damaged goods every chance they get, and the best thing to happen to her is him, the baby daddy, deciding he wants to play house for a week and disappear into the night again. Lather, rinse, repeat. Men like Russell Simmons upset the order of that type of psychological abuse that keeps men feeling some semblance of power that they don't have elsewhere economically or socially. So she's saying that these men create all these baby mamas because it makes them feel as though they can lord over women's lives. They don't have to accept any responsibility. They don't have to take the accountability. They come in, they come out, they remind these women that they're damaged goods. It's psychological abuse. And the psychological abuse that they inflict on women that they make baby mamas gives them a semblance of power that they don't have in the real world, that they don't have in their country socially, economically, or politically. And then she says, some men need the story of a crazy baby mama that they don't want anymore being obsessed with them because they don't have anything else. And Maya Asia said it. Maya said they don't have nothing else to offer. There's no stories to get the barbershop roaring in laughter when your baby mother has moved on. There's no way to make the next woman conquest feel extra special when the woman you had a child with ain't thinking about you like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go. I cut this off, but I am going to go back to my community section. Oh wait, go back. And I'm gonna finish reading the rest, but thank you, Maya, for saying that. Let me read some of these comments. Maya just said, Alma! Right. You guys are crazy. That's right. You put Moises in his place. You make sure Moises submits to us. Moises, you're going to get kicked off. Then you're going to submit then. Moises, you're going to submit then.
You're damn right.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to my community section and find the other post, the continuation of that one. Okay, here we go. No, not this one. Crap. No. It's like, we don't have to submit to you because we don't have to deal with you. The heck? We don't have to deal with you, Moises. All right, part 2.
What does snowflake mean?
I don't know. You ask whoever said that, girl. Go ahead, ask them. You can ask them.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What does snowflakism mean? Conservatism is another thing that females don't want to accept. Well, excuse me, Moessa, you can just go away somewhere else, please. No one cares. God. And I didn't expect him to be religious because he said that Islam sees women as non-human, but then he's saying that women should submit to them. So I'm very confused.
Right, girl. They don't never make these religious these brainwashed religious fanatics. They don't even know what they're talking about. He says women are beneath him, but he wouldn't be in this world without coming out of a woman's vagina. But somehow women are beneath him. But he wouldn't be here unless he came out of a woman's ass.
Mwase, you are genetically modified female. Be quiet. You need
Moises,
to accept.
you wouldn't be here unless you came out of a woman's ass.
Exactly.
So how are you above a woman's ass when you came out of one?
Say.
You literally wouldn't be here unless you came out of a woman's ass. So how are you above the person that you came out of her ass from? Like how are you above that?
I agree with you, Jessica.
What she says, men really have time to watch women's videos, women's YouTube videos when they can be earning money. No one is going to submit to a man who is trying to argue with a bunch of women on YouTube. Like, this is a woman's channel. I create content for women, and you're on my channel trying to argue with us. No one is going to submit to you. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me read this, y'all. They going in on him. Okay. So the second part of this comment that I want to talk about, because Maya Asia talked about how when men create baby mamas, they do it in order to control women. Here, the rest of the post says, a simp is really nothing more than a heterosexual man with a relatively healthy respect for women and doesn't allow his peers to influence his behaviors with women. A simp sees a single mom handling her business, wearing many hats, independent and driven to make a good life for her. For her family, and may say that woman is a force and I would be blessed if she was a part of my life. His peers would tell him he deserves better, make grand exaggerated statements about her sexuality. Bruh, she's been ran through just because of evidence of her having sex and creating a life. Her ambition, success, drive, etc. doesn't matter. In their minds, she's a little more than a rogue extension of some man. In Sierra, they see women they've abandoned with children and fear the day she will find someone who frees her from their terror. So that is why they don't like Sierra, because they know that they've created a bunch of baby mamas. And they feel terror to think about their baby mamas moving on from them and finding a man who really loves them and appreciates them, like Russell Simmons loves and appreciates Sierra. So this is why they don't like the whole Russell Simmons Sierra thing. I'll read this again. She says, in their minds, she's a little more than a rogue extension of some man. So we're talking about Sierra. In Sierra, they see women they've abandoned with children and fear the day she will find someone who frees her from their terror. They don't want to become irrelevant to their baby mama's life, right? And then she says, men's reaction to Russell Wilson saying he would be afraid to lose Sierra is them realizing how obsolete they are becoming. If baby mamas can get on with their lives, they ultimately have no purpose and it frightens them. Okay? All right. So that is what that's about. Going back to the original conversation about the risk of childbirth, y'all, please stop having babies and having sex and sleeping with men who don't care about you and make your life better. Please stop. Stop it. Please. We beg of you. I'm literally begging y'all, like, stop it. Okay. Apple Girl. Okay, y'all. women, baby or not, can always get a man. Absolutely. Because honestly, they need us way more than we need them. Understand that. That's why they chase us. That's why they be on our videos trying to argue with us. But you would never see that the other way around. Like, do you ever see these male pickup artist channels with a bunch of women in the comments arguing with men, talking about that's not right? You are beneath us, men. You never see that. You only see it on women's channels. That's how you know they need us. They need our attention. They need our energy more than we need that from them. This is why they do this to us. All right. So we can just ignore him. Like, honestly, the best solution with crazy religious fanatics like voices, it's just ignore them. Like, they don't exist, y'all. They just don't exist.
How do these men even find your channel? Right, because they want us.
Yeah. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna thank Simpsy. Simpsy, thank you so much for coming and speaking. Thank you, Terrell, for coming and speaking.
You're welcome. Anytime. Come and make some more videos.
What did you say?
You gonna make some more videos tomorrow?
Maybe.
I'm gonna be at work, but I'm gonna see. Can I try and come on?
Okay, thank you, thank you, Terrell.
You Egyptian?
Can I just quickly say something?
No, I'm not. I'm American, Black American.
Okay. Well, that's good. Me too. Have my email about the topics.
Oh yeah, sure. Email me.
I send you email the topics we can do.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, okay. You're welcome, Maya Asia. Next time you should come up and say something, Maya Asia. You got some good points, girl. But Simpsy, go ahead, girl. You take the floor. You can say the final words, girl. You can say the final word.
It's not really relevant to what we're talking about, but you're the first African American I've spoken to in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I've always seen you guys on TV and stuff. I've never really spoken to any.
Well, I hope this was a good experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you living? Where are you living? Are you living in Somalia? Are you living in Canada?
No, I live in the UK.
You live in the UK? Okay, well, guess what? Amma, she comes on here sometimes and she talks to me, and she's in the UK. So, well, I'm glad I'm the first Black American that you've spoken to. I'm happy this was a good experience. I feel like Black women across the diaspora, whether that mean you're a Black woman in Europe, a Black woman in Africa, a Black woman in the Americas, it doesn't matter, Black women in Asia, like we should start to work together and start to kind of elevate our standard of living and our chances of surviving in this very brutal male-dominated world.
I think more African Americans need to come around the world because you guys are so influential, honestly. Like, well, it's not cute. Like, I'm just saying it because you guys really are. Like, everybody, like especially within schools, like everybody tries to emulate you guys. Like all the rappers and stuff like that. It's like people look up to. I'm not even joking. Over here, it's like we don't have a culture aside from American culture. I'm not even joking. Like, you know, with the long nails and the click clacking and saying period, like stuff like that. People need to copy you guys. I'm not joking.
Dion Brown, we know that, girl. We know what he's here for. These men come here to get these males come here to get attention from women that they would never get in real life. They could never get my attention in real life. That's why they come on and troll my channel. So anyway, let's see. Alma says because a real alpha male doesn't have the inclination to argue with women online in women's spaces. So essentially you're acting like another woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you, Simpsy, for coming through. Thank you for giving great conversation. I really appreciate you coming through. And come back, Simpsy, come back. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video, Simpsy, with all your friends in the UK. Okay? All your Black girl friends.
What's her name? Jessica Hicks. Who is that?
Jessica Hicks, she's another YouTuber. You should go follow her. Let me see. Where's Jessica? Did she just leave a comment? Oh, whatever. But anyway, girl, make sure you share this video. Everybody, I'm about to log off now. I'm about to end the broadcast, but make sure you share this video with women who are out here not really understanding the risks associated with sleeping with men, with getting pregnant by men, and with childbirth. Okay, make sure they know the risks so they can make informed decisions about their lives and their bodies and their reproductive abilities. The most powerful ability on this earth is to reproduce another human being. They have the power, the highest power in the world, and they don't even know what they're doing with it. So make sure you share this video. Anyway, Jessica Hicks says, I'll come contribute soon. Great discussion, ladies. Great. Jessica, make sure you come and contribute, because I will shout you out and I will tell everyone to go follow you, to go subscribe to your channel. Everybody, you should go subscribe to Jessica's channel. And people will be more likely to subscribe to your channel if you come on and share a few words. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye.